All right, so let's do example 22. We're asked to find the gradient function of the curve, and everybody should know that the gradient function is the first derivative. This is a quotient, so we're going to use quotient rule, which says that if y is equal to u over v, dy by dx would be equal to. I also recommend that whenever you're going to use a rule, always start by writing the rule. The more you write it, is the more you're likely to remember it. So this is v multiplied by du by dx minus u multiplied by dv by dx all over v squared. So u is the numerator and v is the denominator. So let's go straight for it. So dy by dx would be equal to v, which is the cosine of 2x plus 6, that's v, multiply by the differential of u, which is e to the x. When you differentiate e to the x, you're going to get back e to the x minus u, which is e to the x, multiply by the differential of v. Now, v is the denominator. So if I differentiate cos 2x plus 6, is it 2x plus 6 or 2x plus 6 in bracket? All right, let us work with it as we see it. So if I differentiate cos 2x plus 6, I'm going to end up with differentiate cos to get sine. So this is minus sine 2x, and then you're going to multiply by the differential of the inside function, which is 2. And this is all over v squared, which is cosine 2x plus 6 all squared. So let's just simplify a little. So we have e to the x cosine of 2x plus 6. A negative times a negative is a positive, so this is plus 2 sine 2x. All right, and this is because I factor out the e to the x, and this is all over cosine 2x plus 6 all squared. So if I want to just pretty it up a little, I could say that this is e to the x. Inside the bracket, I have cos 2x plus 2 sine 2x, and let's bring the 6 at the end, and this is still all over the cosine of 2x plus 6 all squared. So that is what I would get for example 22. That is where I would leave it. Now let us have a look at example 23. All right, so we're asked to find the gradient of the curve. Theta is equal to 6 cos 3t e to the 4t squared plus 5 at t is equal to 0. This is a product, so we're going to use the product rule, which states that if y is equal to uv, where u and v are functions of t, dy by dx are functions of x, would be equal to u dv by dx plus v du by dx. So d theta by dt, I am going to leave the first. The first is, I'm going to leave the first. The first is 6 cos 3t. So I leave the first. Then I differentiate the second. So you differentiate e to the 4t squared plus 5. You get back e to the 4t squared plus 5. And plus you have to multiply by the differential of the inside function. The inside function is 4t squared plus 5. When you differentiate that, you're going to get 8t. So you multiply by 8t. So I leave the first, differentiate the second, then plus leave the second, differentiate the first. The first is cos 6 cos 3t. If you differentiate that, you're going to get 6, differentiate cos, you get what? Minus sine 3t, and you have to multiply by the differential of the inside function, which is 3t. So you multiply by 3, and you leave the second, which is e to the 4t squared plus 5. So if I simplify this, I'm going to end up with, what is this, 48? 48 t, the cosine of 3t e to the 4t squared plus 5 minus 3 sixes are 18. So this is 18 sine 3t e to the 4t squared plus 5. All right, so I finish with my differentiation. Then I need to say what happens when t is equal to 0, d theta by dt would be equal to. So wherever I see t, I'm going to take it out and put 0. So this is 48 times 0. The cosine of 3 times 0, e to the 4 times 0 squared plus 5 minus 18, the sine of 3 times 0, e to the 4 times 0 squared plus 5. So wherever I see t, I take out t and put 0. All right, so let us see where this is all going. All right, first of all, the first half is going to be 0. Why? Because I have 48 times 0. So everything over the left-hand side is coming to be 0. Everything over here is 0. Simply because, well, the cosine of 0 is 1. This would be e to the 5 because 4 times 0 squared is 0. This would be e to the 5. But none of that matters because 48 times 0 is 0. And whenever you multiply anything by 0, you're going to get back 0. That is the left-hand side. Now over to the right. The sine of 0 is 0. So the sine of 0 is 0. So no matter what, this entire thing is coming out to be 0. So the final answer is just coming out to be 0. All right, look at it, please, and tell me if I have any problems with what I did.